Lily Singh, otherwise known as SuperWoman.
What up, everyone? It's your girl, SuperWoman. Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
Many of you probably just know her as the innocent little entertainer on YouTube. But what you probably don't know about her is that SuperWoman is anti-gun rights.
Look around. There's no reason guns should be legal. That's real talk.
Oh, do pray tell, SuperWoman.
Now, it's no secret that recently there's been a rise of gun violence, especially in my hometown of Toronto. There's been so many shootings over the past weekend.
Not in the US, it hasn't. In fact, we have been dropping quite steadily recently.
And obviously the big story right now is the Batman movie premiere shooting that took place in Colorado.
Yeah, and guess what? That place was a gun-free zone, so it wouldn't have been because of too many guns why that crime happened.
Now, I don't want to get too much into it because it is a sensitive topic.
Your arguments against gun rights are going to be really weak then.
But there's some things that need to be said. In both Canada and America, it is legal to own a firearms. And correct me if I'm wrong, in America it's even legal to publicly be armed. How much sense does it make to say it's legal for you to have a gun, but just please don't shoot anyone because then it's illegal?
How much sense does it make to say that you can own a knife, but please don't
Stop, wait, shh.
Hey, what? Hey, don't you tell me to shush. You shush. Sit down, shut up. It's my turn to talk. I have lots of things to say in response to your stupid arguments.
How much sense does it make to be allowed to own a shovel, but please don't hit anyone in the face with it, because then it will be illegal? How much sense does it make to be able to own a screwdriver, but please don't stab anyone with it, or else it's illegal?
Yes, thank you, S-Man. Now, as I was saying, how much sense does it make to say that you are allowed to own a knife, but please, don't slit anybody's throat because then it's illegal? What sense does it make to say that you can own and drive a car, but please do not act like Vin Diesel and decide to run over somebody? I do not see what the moral hypocrisy or irony is if you allow somebody to own something, but not allowed to use it against somebody else's life. You can apply that to literally any and all tools of humanity, and before you know it, all of them are banned and civilization is shut down before we even know it. This is stupid logic from SuperWoman.
I know the common argument is that guns are a form of protection.
Yeah, and I wonder if you'll be able to successfully refute that undeniable piece of logic.
But I'm sorry, don't we invade several countries based on the opposite of that logic?
No, SuperWoman, we invade countries to steal their oil. Remember?
You may recognize some of these countries we're flying over as places immigrants come from to steal your jobs. Or just the same countries you steal oil from. Because I can think of many countries that have been invaded because they were just protecting themselves.
Get ready for it, folks. SuperWoman is about to drop the truth bombs on us.
If guns were illegal, there would be less people that you would have to protect yourself from that had guns.
I thought you were going to mention us some examples of countries that have been invaded just because they were protecting themselves.
I can think of many countries.
But of course, SuperWoman cannot possibly be bothered with doing this one thing called research and providing these little things called examples because she's too high up on her soapbox to be able to climb down from it and dive into the school books.
But I'm sorry, don't we invade several countries based on the opposite of that logic? Because I can think of many countries that have been invaded because they were just protecting themselves.
I really do wish that she had actually provided some examples so that I could have dissected them, possibly. I mean, what is one of these many countries that she is thinking of? Is she thinking of Afghanistan after we have invaded them because of 9/11? I mean, even if you think that 9/11 was an inside job and was a big conspiracy, going off of the base reasoning for why that people claimed to want to invade Afghanistan was because foreign terrorists had attacked us first. It wasn't a case of self-defense where Al-Qaeda was protecting themselves from the United States. It was a case of offense where Al-Qaeda attacked us first, unprovoked. And really, I think that SuperWoman is just confusing offense with defense. And besides that, talking about how crappy the US military foreign policy might be is just a distraction from the issue of should free private citizens have the right to own guns.
If guns were illegal, there would be less people that you would have to protect yourself from that had guns. Less guns in general means less people need a gun.
Perhaps, but you completely forget to omit the fact that there will still be people out there with knives, bombs, trucks, or even a guy just 3 times your size that you'll need to whip out your Glock 19 on to defend yourself from. And also, we haven't even gotten to talking about how people from other countries will just smuggle guns into the United States so that the criminals will be the only ones owning guns, bullying the innocent little law-abiding citizens who will decidedly not disobey the law and not get a gun. So therefore they are in a vulnerable position of being attacked by the criminal.
And some people will also argue that either way people will illegally access guns, so there's no point of making them illegal. True that, true that.
Probably what is the best part of this whole video is not only that face that I paused the video on SuperWoman's face, but also the fact that she defeats one of her own arguments. First, she is all like, if guns were illegal would mean that there would be less people that you would have to protect yourself from that had a gun. But then she goes like, there will still be people out there with guns, and she admits that it's true. Because there will still be criminals out there with guns, that means that there will still be people who will need to protect themselves with a gun.
If guns were illegal, there would be less people that you would have to protect yourself from that had guns. Less guns in general means less people need a gun. And some people will also argue that either way people will illegally access guns, so there's no point of making them illegal. True that, true that.
Thank you for destroying your own argument, Miss Singh. Let's move on.
That must mean weed is legal. Oh, no. Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some thought up in it.
Don't do this, man! Our channels are too small for you to die.
We need to crack down on those druggies who get high in their basements and harm nobody. Oh yeah, and firearms, just make those open to the public. Weed, illegal. Gay marriage, illegal. Crossing the effing street not at a crosswalk, illegal.
Does she really think that everybody who is for gun rights is against the right for people to smoke weed, go gay, and maybe even cross the street jaywalking? My oh my, I would just really love her to meet libertarians like Austin Peterson and Rand Paul, just so that she could see of how much of an ignorant dingbat she is. Now what about somebody like me, SuperWoman? I'm for people to have the right to own guns. I'm also for the right for people to smoke weed and to have homosexual marriages. Now jaywalking, that's a little bit of a different story. I mean, if you want to put your own life at risk and even kill yourself, well then that is your right, but there is a reason why jaywalking is illegal, so that you do not go crossing the street in the middle of a busy road and somebody has to swerve to the left or to the right just to avoid running over your stupid butt, and then they end up crashing into the car right next to them, and there's like thousands of dollars in property damage because your stupid butt could not walk a few more feet to the official crosswalk. But aside from that, I think that for the most part that jaywalking laws are not enforced.
Owning a shotgun that could end people's lives. Oh wait, sorry, just one second. Okay, background check done. Here you go. We trust your judgment.
Yes, SuperWoman, we work under the innocent until proven guilty philosophy as far as whether or not a person can own a gun. Just like we work under the innocent until proven guilty philosophy as far as whether or not a person can own a car and own alcohol, just as long as they do not use both at the same time. And once they do use both at the same time, then they are guilty and can no longer drive.
Look around, there's no reason guns should be legal. That's real talk.
Yeah, step aside, Lily, settle down and let the grown-ups talk here for a second. And let me tell you the reasons for why that guns should be legal. The first reason being that despite gun ownership skyrocketing here in America, the gun homicide rate has also been dropping in recent years, and so thus being evidence for that there is no direct correlation between gun ownership and gun homicides. And speaking of gun ownership, every time that former President Obama had called for more gun control and maybe even some bannings, gun ownership had skyrocketed immediately afterward he had called that. So yeah, SuperWoman, keep on calling for guns to be banned. That'll work real well for your agenda. The second reason for being, the one that you absolutely failed in trying to refute, and probably the most undeniable reason for why guns should be legal, is that they can and will be used for self-defense, and not just pistols, by the way, also AR-15s. I mean, you don't have to go far on an internet search to find thousands of clips of people using their guns in self-defense against the common criminal who looks to rob stores or rob people or even look to kill or rape somebody. And of course, the third reason for being, at least here in the United States anyways, is that we have a constitution which gives us the right to own firearms, and if there was any legislation pushed that would outright ban guns, it would be a breaking of the ultimate law of this land, that being the Constitution of the United States. And even if we did not have a constitution, it is an absolute human right for people to have the tools to defend themselves. And let me tell you, Superwoman, that is real talk. If you like this video, leave a like. If you think that there is some way that I can improve, leave a comment down below. If you did not like this video, well then go ahead and leave a dislike. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that big red subscribe button. I have plenty more gaming footage like this, and I'm going to be using it for more and more of my political commentaries. I hope you guys like these videos, and I will see you in the next one. See you later.